Hi, this is Professor Michael Minassian for Eye on Literature. I'm standing in front of the Flannery O'Connor home in Savannah, Georgia. The writer Flannery O'Connor was born in this house in 1925. And we're just going to do a quick pan of the neighborhood so that you can see what it's like on this street today. Nice homes, some of them recently have been restored in the historic district here in Savannah. And there's a very attractive little square right there. And we'll just pan around and come back again to the front of the house. And we'll take a look at this sign here, the Flannery O'Connor childhood home. Now we're going to take a look inside the house. Hi, this is Professor Minassian again, and I'm standing inside the Flannery O'Connor home in Savannah, Georgia, here with Toby Aldrich, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the biography of Flannery O'Connor. I understand, Toby, that Flannery was not actually born in this house, but she was born in a hospital nearby.
That's correct. She was born in March of 1925 in St. Joseph's Hospital, which is just about 5 blocks away from here.
Right. And she lived here how long in this house?
She lived up here almost till she reached the age of 13. She started here, and then the family moved to Atlanta just before she turned 13.
I understand she had a unique experience with some chickens. Could you talk a little bit about that?
In those days, the backyard was a dirt backyard, and the O'Connors raised a number of chickens. Mm-hmm. And one of these chickens was a little black rooster that evidently Mary adopted as her own. At the tender age of 5, Mary decided she was going to teach the rooster to walk backwards, and in fact, she did do so.
Okay, what happened then? I understand there was some publicity.
The news got around that there was this little girl in Savannah that had taught a rooster to walk backwards, and so the news went all the way up to New York City to the Pathé News agency,
right?
And they brought their cameras down and actually filmed it, and then They filmed it, and then in those days, the news clips often preceded feature films in the movie theaters. Right. And so this was shown nationally, and there was little Mary O'Connor with her backward walking rooster.
Great. I wonder if that piece of film is still in existence. That'd be great to uncover that somehow.
I believe if you would go to Andalusia, to the farm and the museum there in Milledgeville, I believe they do have a clip of it.
They have a clip of that? That's great. Yeah. That's great. Yeah, she moved to Milledgeville with her family in what year?
That was 1938,
mm-hmm.
And well, actually, yes, September of 1938. The family had originally moved to Atlanta, where her father worked for the Federal Housing Authority, and then that September, Regina took Mary to Milledgeville, where Regina, her mother, had been raised as a child herself.
Oh, that was a mother's home.
Yes.
Oh, I see. And her father contracted lupus in 1941, I think?
I'm going to have to check my notes.
Do
you want to cut? Do you want?
No, that's okay. We can just.
I think he was diagnosed in 37. The family moved in 38, and then he died in 1941.
Oh, he died in 1941. Okay.
Right.
And then what happened to Flannery after that? She went on to college.
She graduated from high school there in Milledgeville. She attended Georgia State College for Women, as it was called at that time in Milledgeville.
Right.
And then after she graduated from there, she left for Iowa and went to the Iowa Writers Workshop.
Mm-hmm. Did she actually get a degree from Iowa?
Yes, she did. She got an MFA.
Mm-hmm. And what was the course of her career after that? Did she start publishing right away?
She did not start publishing right away. It took her several years for her to have that breakthrough. Her first novel was published in 1952, Wise Blood.
Mm-hmm. And you said that she spent some time in a writer's colony in New York.
Yeah, and again, I don't have the exact dates in mind, And it didn't last that long because, again, some things came up and that writers' colony broke apart. And at that time, she had run into a family, Fitzgeralds, in Connecticut. And they opened their doors to her, and she continued to work on her novel and short stories there in Connecticut with the Fitzgeralds.
Mm. Had she contracted lupus by then, or did that
No,
was she
that
diagnosed later?
Yeah, she was diagnosed later. In fact, while she was with the Fitzgeralds in 1951, she became deathly ill. They put her on a train. She back to Milledgeville so she could be with her mother. An ambulance met her at the train.
Mm-hmm.
They took her to the hospital. She was diagnosed with lupus there.
All right. And how long did she live after that?
She had 13 years after that. Although she was diagnosed only to survive 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
she actually survived 13 years after that diagnosis.
Yeah. And those were some of her most productive years, I think.
Those were her most productive years, certainly, because in 52, she, Wise Blood came out, and then 56, I believe it was, her first anthology of short stories came out. A Good Man is hard to find. So it's very interesting as a writer myself to go up to Andalusia, because she had to live on the first floor there at the farmhouse, and they have her bedroom office exactly the way it was back when she was writing.
Right.
And leaning up against her writing desk are her arm braces that she used
To walk.
to walk.
Yeah.
And every time I think I'm having a bad day writing, I remember those arm braces and say,
Yeah.
okay, I can write a little bit more. So
Right. Okay.
it was very inspirational to go up there and see that.
Great. Well, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. It's great, great tour you've given us here, and thanks for talking on camera. And
Oh, you're my pleasure.
wish you best of luck in your writing. And
Oh,
thank
thanks.
you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm saying goodbye for Eye on Literature from Savannah, Georgia.